Yesterday, I talked about the basic human need to be seen, known, and valued. This is so important, even though we all experience it in different ways. I would like to add to that thought today by sharing that God also desires to be seen, known, and valued by you, by His created being. And at the very beginning, we see in Genesis that God had created the world. He created mankind, and He said it was very good. And He walked in the Garden of Eden and talked with them in paradise. Can you imagine? It was mutual knowledge of each other, of sharing of hearts. It was a beautiful relationship between God and His created beings. And then enters the devil, also known as the accuser or the serpent. And we see two lies that come out of what the devil managed to do in Genesis chapter 3. First, he managed to convince Adam and Eve that they were not enough. There was this magical fruit that they were not allowed to touch. And if they only had it, they could become better versions of themselves. They could be like God and know right from wrong. Lie number one. He also convinced them that they could not trust God, because God had said, if you eat of this fruit, you will surely die. They didn't die immediately, but they died. And ever since then, mankind has died. We're here for but a whisper of time. Those lies that the devil told still persist to this day. We continue to feel like we're not enough, and we continue, as a result, to not trust God. And in the process, we also don't see, know, or value God, especially the way He desires. The thing we got to think about is that by undermining the human connection to God, the devil also created a beautiful storm where we have issues of loneliness, we doubt ourselves, we feel worthless, and this is compounded by many of the mental health issues that are already out there. Today is World Mental Health Day. So pay attention to these things. It's not just a once and done kind of thing. But in the process, we become worse and worse versions of ourselves. We're trapped in a cycle that we can't seem to get out of. And our attention when we do this is not focused on God, but focused on the swirling storm around us. So over the next couple days, I'm going to talk through how we are to keep our eyes on God and how we can do that in the midst of everything else we're experiencing. But for today, I want you to consider, how do you see God? How are you sure you know His heart? How are you expressing that you value Him? Do you truly? I want you to think about that, and we'll talk about it more this week. Blessings on you.